potential. Today I just want to talk about friendships. I've been speaking to a lot of people on Instagram recently, and there have been some people that tell me that they struggle to actually maintain friendships, or struggle to actually make friends altogether. They don't feel like they have anything to offer, or not sure how they're supposed to even approach people to actually to start friendships with people. So that's what I really want to talk about. Obviously, friendships are really important. They are, no one wants to be alone, no one wants to be lonely, and friendships obviously make us feel really safe. They make us feel really happy, make us feel, being wanted by someone else makes us feel really good about ourselves. Obviously, we need people to turn to at times when we struggle, and when we need help with things. We need to be able to have our friendship circle and get help from them, get advice, get influence from people from time to time as well. And obviously, we need to be the person who gives that to our friends when they need it. So, what I really want to talk about is what practical steps can you take to actually make friends in the first place? Now, to loads of people watching this, you're probably thinking, well, how can you struggle to make friends? It's really simple and easy. Fair enough, okay. That's right. To some of you, it comes natural, but to people with severe mental health issues, or anyone who has low self-esteem or suffers with anxiety, are really going to struggle to make friends. Okay, so you need to be a bit more understanding about that. Anyway, let's get to the practical steps. So one of the things, and this is the most important thing that I say to anyone, and people even without mental health problems really struggle to do this anyway, and that is if you want to make friends, one of the best and most important practical steps that you can take is to talk to them, talk to the people that you're trying to make friendships with, talk to them about the things that interest them. So you could be, I don't know, you've just met someone, I don't know, through school, like you've sat next to them in class, or you're in college, or you're at university, or you've even got a job or whatever, and you come into contact with this person. You have to be in contact with them and you need to start talking to them. But how do you build that, get that spark going? So, as I say, the most important thing is to talk about the things that interest them. Now, if you started talking to them about yourself, they're gonna probably have some form of interest, but they're gonna eventually start thinking, well, this person's rather self-indulgent. But think about the times when people speak to you and ask you questions about yourself, and they sound really interested in you. You instantly become engaged with that person. Now, obviously not engaged as in a marital sense, engaged as in, your focus is on them. So when you ask people questions about themselves, you're trying to find out more about their lives, they become so much more interested in you, because it's just natural. We like talking to people and spending time with people that love to listen to us. So if you're the one asking questions about that person, they are going to reciprocate, and and then when you start talking to them, because they're going to start asking questions about yourself, they're going to be more interested in what you have to say. Okay, so please talk to people about the things that interest them. Ask questions. Okay, people love answering questions about themselves. I love it. Okay, when people ask me questions like, how did you do this? How did you do that? What was this like? What was that like? That must have been awesome. Tell me about it. I love talking about myself. Who doesn't? But yeah, anyone who asks me questions, as soon as I'm done answering my question, I'm going to ask things about them, because I want them to feel that I'm interested in them, because I am, and I want to show that interest. I don't want people to feel uncomfortable or disengaged or unloved or whatever. Okay, so talk to people about things that interest them. Another thing you can do, and this is a really, really good one to make friends. This is almost as important as the first one. It's a similar principle, is to actually just show your loyalty to that person by going the extra mile for them. Okay, so maybe one of the questions you've asked them has raised something, and it's they've brought up something that's somewhat of a problem. So go out of your way to try and give them a solution or help them out with something. They say to you, oh, I can't do that, so I've never done that before. You say, hey, I know exactly how to do that. I'll help you with that if you want. And they're like, oh, really? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? When people help you, you feel just a little bit closer connected with that person, do you not? Of course you do. When people do good things for you, you instantly feel like there's some loyalty there. There's some trust and there's some respect. Okay, so you've really got to do that. Okay, so look for opportunities to go the extra mile for that person, just to do tiny little things for that person, and they're going to think, wow, this person is brilliant. Because if that person's got a good head on their shoulders, that person is a decent human being, they're going to recognise it when someone does something for them, and they're going to show their gratitude, and they're going to want to again reciprocate with that as well. Okay, so 2 very important things there. Ask people questions about the things that interest them, so talk to them about them, and look for opportunities to go the extra mile for them. Now, as your friendship, you're going to, just through those 2 little principles, you can start developing a decent relationship, okay? Decent friendship, and you need to keep doing this over and over. No matter how long you've known this person, you need to keep speaking to things about interest them, ask them how they're doing, ask them about their day, ask them what they've been up to, ask them what they're planning on doing with their future, just all that kind of stuff. You won't be liked very much if you just tell people about your life all the time, okay? No one likes that arrogance. And as I say, look for opportunities to go the extra mile for that person, okay? And they will do the same for you, okay? Now, the third, I'd say third most important principle of maintaining and having a good friendship with people is to be a great communicator. Now, you can look at this from 2 perspectives. Not only do you need to be able to talk to people in the first place, but you need to be able to do it in a way that's engaging. So if you're talking in a really, how are you? Yeah, that's really good. If you don't sound enthusiastic, if you don't sound, like at least a little positive about it, you're not going to seem very interesting. Okay, it's as simple as that. You can have almost nothing going on with your life. Okay, but you can seem like one of the most interesting people in the world. Okay, if you just speak with plenty of enthusiasm. On top of, when you ask your questions, put some good enthusiasm behind it. When you're feeding back things to them and saying, oh yeah, that sounds really cool, put some enthusiasm into it. See, the thing is, enthusiasm is contagious. So when you express that enthusiasm, they will feel enthusiastic and be like, whoa, God, this person, wow, they're really good at making a conversation. You could say almost nothing other than just ask questions really enthusiastically. Obviously, don't go so enthusiastic that it scares them, but with enough enthusiasm to sound genuinely and sincerely interested, okay? So when people ask me questions, I'm like, oh yeah, that sounds really good. I mean, I'm not coming across this way. I'm being sincere when I do this because I've had a lot of practice doing this over the years, and obviously to get good at it, you'll have to practice it too. But as I say, just that enthusiasm gets people excited. They want to listen to you. They want to talk to you more. And they just become more interested in you. But as I say, if you speak in that flat-lined, monotonous voice with just it's so passive and there's nothing behind it, a lot of people really struggle, to keep up with what you're saying because they feel like they've got to listen really carefully because there's nothing there, there's no spark, there's no passion behind your voice, and everything you do just sounds like you really can't be bothered. Okay, so speak with enthusiasm. Okay, that's how you become a great communicator. Go the extra mile for people. Look for ways to go the extra mile, and ask people about them. Ask questions. Talk to them about the things that interest them. They are 3 really important key principles for making friends and maintaining friendships. Okay, and obviously, it just goes without saying, make sure you stay in touch and make sure that you spend time with each other. If you're like me now, I don't get to spend much time with my friends anymore, but we communicate regularly because it's important. Because if you don't communicate, your friendships will die out. Simple as that. So if you can't spend time with each other, at least communicate. But then just make at least a bit of time every now and then to spend time with each other. Okay, that's what you've got to do. Human connections are formed by staying connected, not by disconnecting from each other over time. We've all had that friend that we got back in we met in real life, stayed in contact for a bit, didn't meet up, stayed in contact through Facebook, and eventually stopped messaging each other, and then eventually it's like, well, I'll just wait for them to message me. You're both in the same boat and never talk to each other. But anyway, please, I hope you really like that. If you've got any questions, please leave a comment below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. If not, go onto my Instagram page and DM me, and I'll be happy to answer any questions. Anyway guys, all the best, take care, bye.